We're back.
Someone's there?
This is the halacha shir part. So you'll have a happy marriage. So why does that hurt you? So you become a multimillionaire. So you'll be rich. So you'll have health. What does that bother you? Keep Shabbos. L'chaim. Listen to the halachas. Rabbi Freeman.
All right, we're back, but the class isn't, so we're going to continue without them.
Well, Pinchas is here. Pinchas is the only guy that actually ever
Pinchas
listens.
arrived. Give Pinchas an on-screen moment.
Say hello to your family.
There he is, the Rob of
Say
the
hi, Ma.
soon-to-be-established
Say hi, Ma.
Seven.
Say hi, Ma. Hi, Pa.
All right. So, this week we're going to learn the different categories of shvusim. What is a shvus? Anybody remember what a shvus is?
In the Beis Hamikdash,
What's a shvus?
It's rabbis declared to stay away from melochos.
Oh. So that's a shvus?
So in Beis Hamikdash it didn't apply. The shvus didn't apply. Like you have to do something, it doesn't apply. Only nowadays it applies.
Well, according to the definition in this book, to protect the sanctity of Shabbos and the integrity of its observance, the Chazal, sages, instituted many ordinances, gezeras, as well as restrictions, shvusim.
Shvusim.
Shvus is a restriction put on the laws of Shabbos by the rabbis. The different categories of shvusim. In general, rabbinic restrictions of Shabbos are designated to fulfill one of two purposes: to protect the malacha deraisa from transgression resulting from inadvertent actions. Get that?
Inadvertent actions. Yeah.
What's an inadvertent action?
You do something by mistake.
That's right. You didn't mean to do
Kill
it.
somebody when
You didn't mean to do it. So they want to protect you against that. The second reason is to prevent confusion that would likely develop between two seemingly similar activities, one of which is a malacha deraisa.
You should change this shir to Russian shir. Everybody's Russian here.
Tonight we've gone Russian, folks.
That's it. We're going Ruski.
We got another. Give him a moment. We got a new member of the shir. What's your
name?
Naftali's here,
Single
folks.
and available girls.
Get this guy married.
That's it.
Next week we want to have his l'chaim.
Naftali's Nachaim is next week. B'ezrat Hashem.
Yeah, Mirza Hashem. All right. So, boys. Rest. Okay, we want to rest on Shabbos. There's an underlying factor behind the rabbinical ordinances of Shabbos. There are countless applications of these categories of rabbinic restrictions in all areas of Hilchos Shabbos. Many of them will be encountered and discussed throughout this work. Some shall be mentioned in the following paragraphs. Next paragraph, A. Rabbinic ordinances preventing inadvertent transgressions. Okay, what is that all about? The following are examples of rabbinic ordinances designed to protect the individual from violating a malacha inadvertently. The malacha of kotzer, for example. Detaching a plant is the malacha of kotzer. Kotzer, new one. Who remembers the 8 or 10 we've learned before? Anybody?
cutting.
Shachem?
It's cutting something specific, a plant.
Oh, you said mevatel?
Kotzer.
The wheat.
Yeah.
Cutting the wheat.
To
Planting.
protect
Sowing.
people from inadvertently detaching fruits, leaves, branches from a tree, the sages forbade any form of use of a tree on Shabbos
Or climbing
Yom
a
Tov.
tree. You can't climb a tree on Shabbos.
Yeah, you can't touch a tree on Shabbos. Trees are out.
Totally no trees, man.
Therefore, one may not climb a tree, lean against a tree, or even place items
sit
upon
on
a tree,
Can't
or
sit.
remove items from a tree.
On the level of the third floor, I have to cut branches.
Okay, so you got that. Trees are out on Shabbos. Too
I
dangerous.
used to live in a tree, and then I used to go there on Shabbos.
Look out
and
for the
rabbi-
killer trees on Shabbos.
And the rabbi said, if you live in a tree, it's a different halacha. If there's a ladder,
Trees are your enemy on Shabbos.
but if you have a ladder and you don't touch the tree, you just live in the tree.
Because
It's
you
a
might break
different
a
halacha,
branch.
right? You're allowed to live in
A
a
lot
tree,
of things you might
but
do.
if you have a house in the tree, it's okay, right?
Well, you better ask a Rav.
Because there's hotels that are in trees.
Yeah. You
I
can
heard
go
I
out
heard
to
I
go
had
on
to.
the tree, but you can't go down.
That's the halacha?
Yeah.
This rabbi told me when I was in camp. I was about 8 years old,
Turn the TV on yourself.
and I was on the tree, and the rabbi tells me you're not allowed to get up. I sat on the bench. I sat under the branch. I went from one branch to the next.
Through their profound understanding of human nature and habit, do you realize that the sages understood our nature? We humans have something called a nature. Do you guys realize that?
Human nature.
And we are habitual. The sages knew that.
We're habitual.
What's
The
habitual?
sages foresaw that if one were permitted to make regular use of a tree, he would be likely to forget himself and while on the tree pull off a fruit or branch or for some purpose. You get that, guys? Sages know what we feel about trees. So they said stay away from trees on Shabbos.
It's like trying to get Shlomo not to pick something off a tree.
Alright. The malacha of bishul, cooking, and mavir, kindling. The rabbinic ordinance requiring a blech. Anybody know what a blech
Yes,
is?
it is like a metal piece of thing which you use for Shabbos. Well, it's not like cooking for so long and it comes from. So you put, that's why you
Give him the mic. He's got it. Give him a brush.
Say it.
Go ahead. What's a blech?
It's a metal thing which you put on Shabbos. In order to put on
Where do you put it?
you put it on the stove.
Uh-huh. Why do we put a blech there? Do you have any idea?
Why can't we just put put the fire low? Why
We
you need a
cook
blech?
on fire on Shabbos directly.
Why not? You're allowed to. Who said
Only,
you're not allowed?
only indirectly.
Who said you're not allowed to? Who said?
Because it has a group of a stuma. It has to be covered.
If something is not cooked, you're allowed to put it on the fire directly. If it's cooked, you're not allowed to put it on the fire.
Why you only put it on like the
If it's not cooked, you can leave it on the fire. The problem is that you might stir, so that's why you have to put it on a blech once it's already cooked. But if it's not
Also
cooked,
not stirring, also,
no
also
cooking after
increasing the
cooking, so
fire
it's-
or
it's-
decreasing the fire. Not allowed
By the
to
way,
touch
whatever you
fire.
hear in this shir, if you're not sure what they're saying, call a rabbi immediately because it could be slightly off the wall.
by the way,
That's one thing I can guarantee.
It's not necessarily always have to have a blech. I mean, who said you can't have it on the fire?
Well, point is, it's a very complicated thing, this blech.
It's not simple. You're making it so simple.
Right. It's a metal sheet or similar covering to cover the flame before leaving hot food cooking over Shabbos. This was necessary. It was an ordinance that was necessary that the rabbis had to put on us because to prevent inadvertent transgression of malacha. Means accidental transgression. We didn't mean to do it, but because the host or hostess is concerned about the cooked food, right? If you're making a meal for people, you're concerned about that food. He will usually check on the food periodically to make sure that it is cooking properly.
Ah, you see, that's why you need a blech.
If he discovers the food is underdone,
And this is,
it's not cooked enough, he is liable to forget himself and raise the flame before realizing that this small act is a serious chilul Shabbos. You don't want to raise flames. Do not raise flames on Shabbos. To prevent this possible transgression, the sages required that the flame, and preferably the knobs of the stove too, got that? The knobs of the stove, be covered. Covering the flame and the knobs
That's group of
makes
stuma.
adjusting the
That's why it has
flame
to be
more
black,
difficult,
like,
therefore
thing,
serving as a
fine.
constant reminder that raising the flame is prohibited.
Well, why can't? What about in those days? They didn't have flames. They had like fire. You would have like a fire.
Right.
So how can the only way you would be able to extend the fire is to fan it or to add something to it?
Right.
So it would be the same halacha. You'd have to cover it with a blech.
Well, you can try to
How would you
find
put
that
it
out by resurrecting someone from that time period.
Think
and
about
asking
it. There's
them
a
what they
fire.
did.
You have a fire on the floor. How are you gonna put a blech on that?
Yeah, it's a problem. Luckily, we're not living in that age
You know how
anymore,
they
so
did
we
the
put
Russian
blechs
stove?
on
The
our
Russian
stove.
Yeah. They have a hole in a table and they put the coals inside, right?
By the way, when you speak, turn the thing on yourself.
I already told you, it's infinity fire.
How was the old fires made? Explain from Russia. Tell
It's
us how.
infinity.
How would the fire work
Fireworks.
without the gas? How would it work back
It
in the
just
day?
work.
You would have a hole in the table. What would you have?
Yeah, absolutely.
You'd have like a hole in this
And on
stove.
the table you put the pan on the top. On top
And you
of
put
the
coals
table.
underneath.
You can put whatever you want. You can put wood. You can put charcoals. You can put whatever you want. Paper.
And it would just cook.
And we just cook right there on the table. And the table built of the stone.
That's it. That's it. That's how it used to be. So they put a blech on top of that.
What's your name again?
Chaim Israel.
Chaim
I
Israel.
think it
Chaim
was
Israel knows this because he's
I
been.
came from Russia. I
He
came,
came
from
from
Russia.
Russia, where they
he's
do
And
this.
he's in the 90s. He was born in the 90s, back in
I
the
was
day.
born in 60s, by
In the
the way.
60s, back in the days.
We have an authority on table stoves.
Just not nowadays.
Before indoor plumbing. He grew up before indoor
I
plumbing.
did plumbing in Brooklyn with Colombians. Colombians, to be exact.
All right. So
Colombia,
let's
not Colombia.
Shadow
Colombia.
Okay.
back to the shir. We will talk about the plumbing industry later.
Take some potatoes. Kartoshkas.
Картошка, селедка есть?
All right. Rabbinic ordinances to prevent confusion. What is confusion?
Forget stuff. I mean, be confused.
Yeah. Have you
Are
been
you
confused
confused,
lately? Tell us an example of something that shows that you have been confused.
Like
What is confusion?
you're like saying a tiny thing or something like that, and you just like don't know, and you're like confused.
That's not confused. That's I don't understand. Well, what's
Well,
confused?
isn't that confusion?
No, that's
Something-
I don't
There's a
understand.
difference in confusion and not
What's
understanding.
confusion? That's a good question.
Confusion?
Confusion.
I thought you were talking about confusion.
No, confuse you.
Nobody confused me.
All right.
Oh, now you
Even
don't.
Confucius.
So nobody knows what confusion is, so we don't have to worry about that part.
Let's not worry about confusion.
Oh,
That means we're totally confused.
Confucius. I had a concussions.
Hmm?
I had a concussions.
Concautious.
Yeah, Caucasian.
Caucasian.
I'm a Caucasian, remember?
You're a Caucasian. Oh, okay.
I'm a Russian Caucasian.
It's a Russian Caucasian, folks. Okay, why do we need to prevent confusion? The following are examples of rabbinic restrictions, shvusim, designed to prevent confusion that would develop if non-malacha acts that are outwardly similar to an actual malacha were permitted. The example is the malacha of zoreya. Who knows what zoreya is?
I have no clue.
He has no clue.
To plan.
That's right.
Plant what?
Oh, we're having
Natural
a slow-mo
herbs?
moment here,
You
folks.
plant natural herbs? Or
Shlomo is admiring
Well, you go,
himself.
I got it. Keep on reading. Tamshich.
This is Shlomo, folks.
religious.
Rayon,
uh,
Tamshich.
What do you want tonight? Coke?
No.
She would.
Tamshich.
Tamshich. What's that? What drug is that?
Who's the shit thing already?
No,
Chebra,
don't tell me.
Chebra,
What?
please keep it cool for another 20 minutes till the class is over. You guys talk all night long. No problem. Let the rabbi teach. You came here. I paid me $10,000 to teach the class. Let me get my money's worth.
Why so cheap?
Let me get my
What's
money's
the pay
worth.
more?
Let me
What's
get my
money when
money's
it comes
worth,
to
Kevin.
fellow
Calm
Jews?
down.
I accept no money for this class yet. I'm expecting it to grow and fill the whole world with people like Shlomo here,
No, she's
who will, after this class, know something more about Shabbos. Right, Shlomo? Tell us what you've learned so far tonight.
That
That was good. Okay.
I was going to tell you,
Oh, I thought that was it.
Yuda.
All right.
Here's what I learned. I learned that because of the 39 melachos, that you cannot do any kind of work.
Put this metal thing down.
There's arba'im pachot echad. Maze echad v'maze ha'etzmis
M-A-N-I-N-A.
באחד שמלאכה, אחד שלא יהיה מלאכה. מבין?
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
We may be. Let's hear it for
יש
Shlomo. Did you hear that?
טאטולוגי, יש לנו טאטולוגיה, יש שתי
Taftology.
משמעויות בו, במילה, בעניין, במושג אחד.
Ты знаешь, такое нафталин?
All right. That was really good, Shlomo. Thanks. We really appreciate your active
Do this up.
participation in this year.
No. Let me in.
All right.
Rabbi, I must say, your knowledge and your wisdom, all jokes aside, all sarcasm aside,
Say it in rap.
it's
Say it
very,
in
no,
rap.
hold on. It's very
Profound.
profound.
Wait, turn it on him. We got 1 million viewers watching him. They must hear this.
Listen, I can't get something off my chest, Rabbi.
okay.
Get it on. Get it on, but tell the
Right,
world.
not only is it profound, but it's something that can be passed along, like a chain effect, like paid forward concept. What is it? I'm going to explain more fully now. You inspire me, and I inspire not only the next Jew, but I inspire the next goy, or the next person, the next individual.
You call me going?
500 people
Man,
in here.
you can fit the description of a goy a little bit, but me too, Okay.
This year, oh, you just lost everybody. This year is developing into a really, really dynamic situation here. Okay, thank you. Are you done? You want to say more?
No,
Okay. So let's inspire each other with the laws of
I'm
Shabbos.
gonna be selfish.
Zoreya is planting, right, Pinchas?
Right.
Okay, sowing a seed in the soil is Zoreya, sowing the seed. However, planting the same seed in an indoor flower pot Get that? You
Tool
catch
guys,
that? Did you catch that? Planting in an indoor flower pot. Is that planting? Can you do that on
Yes,
Shabbos?
It's still
You can
planting
do it.
because
It's planting.
because you're still playing indoors, outdoors doesn't matter.
Okay, that's correct. It is not the malacha daraisa, meaning it's not what the Torah is telling you is zorea. Because the distinction between these two forms of planting is not readily apparent. We don't really. Did you know that before you came here? Did you know that? I asked you.
I had no idea.
Tell me who knew that. That you could plant. You can't plant outside, but inside is different. You knew that? That's a distinction on Shabbos.
So you cannot plant on the yard, but you can plant in your home.
No, you think you could plant in your house because it's not in the yard.
Right.
Right, in a pot. So you think you could do it, right?
Можно думаешь, понимаешь?
According to the Torah, you probably
I
could
do
do it.
understand. Say habla.
It's not malacha deraisa. I mean, it's not from the Torah. You could, according to the Torah, plant a seed in a
This
pot.
is hold on. This is what it exactly says in the halacha.
I'm reading it to you.
Okay.
I'm not making any of
Right,
this up.
Okay.
But
Feel it, man.
it's hard to distinguish, right? If you didn't know that tonight, you learned what's called a distinction. There's a difference between the two types of planting. Very subtle. One's in the ground, one's in a pot. They're both in mud. Not much different, but there is a very sharp distinction, right?
Of course.
So you gotta be a sharp-minded person to figure these things out, right?
How can you keep a sharp mind, man?
How?
If you drunk
Let's
on
ask
Sunday,
Shlomo.
you're
How do you
already
keep a
drunk.
sharp mind?
This
Turn it
was
on.
not-
Oh.
Yeah, but Arizal writes everybody has to go through a tikkun. So
Tikkun.
so many- so many
The way we
tikkun,
keep
so
them
many
now is
tikkun
we
go
learn
through.
them.
Tool correction.
You can't
So
argue.
you
You
want
can't.
to thing like this fellow says by going to the different bodies.
Someone passed the
Uh-huh.
bar.
Yes.
Same soul.
So what if you got reincarnated as a plant?
You would have to make
The seed is permitted. You said we have to inspire people, right? So if you went and planted a seed in a flower pot in your house on Shabbos, and your brother or your sister or someone was there, saw you do it, they might run out with a bag of seeds and plant a cornfield because they
That's
saw
it.
you do
So
it.
the rabbis tell you
As
not to do
long
it.
as it's only seeds and not anything else.
No, you can't plant the seed in the flower pot in your house on Shabbos. Can't do it. The rabbi said shouldn't do it because of what we just said.
I have no idea why.
You have no idea. Chaim Peel, interpreter to the Russians
Он сказал,
from the UN. Chaim Peel from the UN, Russian interpreter, will now
он
tell
сказал, когда человек сделал на его дом что-нибудь, человек может видеть, что ты сделал, и думать, что он может сделать на другое место. Понимаешь? He thinks you go outside and do what you did in the
But
house.
it's okay to
He
do
see
in
the
house.
rabbi planting in the house. He say, hey, he plants, I can plant. He go outside and he plants.
So
He
it's work,
breaks the
right?
Shabbos. He breaks the
Yeah.
Shabbos.
You break
Desecrate the
So
Shabbos.
because of you,
Right.
because you did it
I
in the
didn't
house.
do it.
But
I
you
didn't
did
do
it in
it.
the
I
house.
didn't plant anything last Saturday.
You planted a seed inside
No,
yourself.
we have you
You
on
planted a
camera.
seed.
We have you on camera.
You planted a seed,
I
man.
didn't do it.
You planted the
I
seed.
mean, this seed.
Whatever kind of seed.
For people in California and
You told me
Colorado, Shlomo, are you allowed to plant
this
marijuana
seed is
seeds
okay.
in your house in a pot?
Yeah, Shlomo, can you plant marijuana on Shabbos?
No.
If it's in your house.
No, we do it on Saturday morning.
Saturday morning? That's the best time. Okay, what do you say, Shlomo?
Shlomo, no? What do you say?
According to the halacha, could you do it?
I ask him. In Colorado.
It's gonna grow anywhere, man. You can play it on Saturday night.
How do you know so many
Yeah, what was with that Russian,
languages? How
dude?
many languages?
7.
Let's hear from Chaim Peel in the Russian
Yeah,
pot.
we need Russian.
More,
I actually
we want
speak
more.
7 languages, especially
Maybe
Deutsch,
you-
German Yiddish.
You
Arabic.
speak
Can I-
7 languages.
I do.
Chaim Peel
Hold on.
speaks 7 languages.
Wow.
That was an amazing
Fluent?
Almost fluent.
demonstration of Russian.
How you
No,
learn
from
all
the
this?
Russian,
from
Yiddish,
doing
Russian.
outreach.
You
From
said
doing
the Russian,
outreach.
right?
English. Well, what are the other 3?
How do you go? How do
He
you learn?
he wants to say
Spanish?
Oh, you want to
Russian.
say
No,
them?
no, no, no.
Yiddish,
Ah, what do you want?
Russian,
So the question is-
Spanish a little bit,
Zealot.
French a little bit,
Wow.
Portuguese a little bit.
You speak Portuguese?
A little
Hi,
bit.
hi.
I could speak to them.
We have a
Portuguese,
speaker in the house.
Portuguese.
No, no, no,
Parlo
no, I'm
español,
not
por favor.
Okay,
Te
we have a
comprendo,
voice
All right.
s'il te plaît,
coming from the
tefillin.
skies.
Wait.
Coming from the skies.
There's a lot of things. I know a lot of things.
French?
French also.
All right. So to prevent this sort of confusion, which is, should I plant a seed in a pot in on Shabbos? The answer is no.
No.
The sages forbade. They made it
They forbade
usher.
it.
They made you. They said no. You cannot do any form of zareah in a flower pot as well as the earth. Got it?
Yes.
That's why we need the rabbis to tell us that.
Otherwise, you screw up eventually, and
Right,
there
you
will be
wouldn't
no
know what's
Judaism
wrong,
left.
that's
There'll
called
be
a
no
rabbi.
Judaism
Then it's
left.
back to square one to show.
Or just become a rabbi.
Yeah. So
Then-
when you
then
see a rabbi
eventually the Judaism would have
who's
died out
helping
without the
you,
rabbi.
you give that guy all your money.
Right.
The malacha of koisev. What is koisev? Anybody remember?
Writing.
Right, writing. Okay, inscribing two characters. Remember we said that before, or symbols is the malacha of koisev midaraisa. What did I just say? Anybody tell me?
Midaraisa.
From biblical.
Semach. What did I say?
Semach, what do you say?
Earn your $5. What?
What's
Midaraisa. Tell him.
don't know.
Chaim
What does
Peel.
deraisa mean?
It's
What is
Russian.
Midaraisa. He works
The Raisa. Tell him what the Raisa. He works at the
One is
Raisa.
biblically and one is rabbinical.
The Raisa means.
One is a mitzvah from the
He's
Torah.
not going to be able to speak seven languages like you.
What is a mitzvah
At this
from
rate.
the rabbis. You understand? The rabbis gave us a fence around the Torah. They told us to do certain commandments. Otherwise, we would never keep the biblical commandments. We would end up breaking them. You understand? So what's
Midaraisa.
midaraisa? What's midaraisa?
One's a mitzvah from the Torah and one's the mitzvah from the
So what's deraisa? Torah. And what's
The
rabbanon?
Raisa is Aramaic word.
From the rabbis.
Aramaic is not Zohar
Sages.
is written in Aramaic, Rabbi.
Yeah. So what's
Aramaic.
midaraisa?
Aramaic means Torah, the Raisa.
That's it. Simple. He knows it.
He knows it now?
He knows it. Say it. Tell
Okay.
him.
You see,
Okay,
this
tell
year
you.
people learn things.
Tell him now.
Mitzvah from our Torah and mitzvah from our sages.
What's the difference?
Do you want to
What's
repeat it for the thousands who are watching now?
One is called
Mitzvah
midah.
It's hard because we might break something, and when our sages make it easier for us.
By giving us more commandments, so we don't breaking the
break
Torah, the rabbanon laws, right? The Raisa laws. The Raisa laws are Torah laws. The rabbanon laws are rabbi laws. What's the difference? What's the Raisa laws? How about that? What's the Raisa laws?
And one
Wow.
from the
Have to
Torah,
be a lawyer.
And the
to know
Rabbanan
the
laws?
difference.
one from our sages.
That's it. Simple.
We got it.
Now we got it.
So the malacha deraisa from the Torah. What is that? What is what that means? Of koisev, which means writing.
What happened to your face?
Which way?
What?
That the quality went down.
Okay.
What happened to this quality?
Because you spoke Russian.
Probably.
Destroyed your computer.
Yeah.
So Putin.
All right.
Yeah,
Inscribing two characters or symbols is the malacha of kosev. Two. You have to write two letters. Okay. However, writing is only kosev midaraisa if the inscription is miskayim, permanent. You can't erase it. That's the only way you can do it. If the ink will fade away or the writing surface will disintegrate shortly thereafter, the writing would not be the malacha deraisa. You got that?
Only watermarkers, no permanent markers.
Yeah, okay. But, for example, writing with ink that will quickly fade away or drawing a picture on a fogged window pane. How many of you guys draw on window panes?
All the time.
You
All
write
the
on-
time.
On the school bus.
You're always drawing on the windows, right?
Always.
Yeah, I always do.
How about on Shabbos?
Oh, Rabbi, you gotta remember, he
I
looks
have no
like the
idea.
type to do graffitis like that and artistic things. You know,
Does he look the type, folks? Send in your votes. Vote now. The phone number is.
415-412-4515.
Does he look like the type?
415-412-4515. Give me a text.
It's not
Well, we're calling 5 million people. They're gonna tell you.
I'm not the type.
He's not the type.
Okay, so
So we'll
far,
cancel that phone call.
so far,
What are
3
you
people
doing?
text me that you are not the type.
I'm not the type.
Okay.
I
He's
just
not
like to
the
draw
type.
on windows.
Well, one person said you are.
All right.
It's okay.
But if you do it on Shabbos, could you do it? It's going to fade away, right? Why can't you
It's
do
gonna
it? It's
fade
not
away
permanent.
anyway.
Quality
It's gonna
went
fade
down.
away anyway.
Right, so why not do it on Shabbos? Yeah, well,
Now
you
you
got to
know-
know yourself.
That's exactly the point. You have to know yourself
That's
first
it.
before you do it. If you
So,
want to break your Shabbos, break it. But be careful.
however,
That's what he said.
here's the answer. However, the halachic distinction between permanent and temporary, you guys know what that means?
Or permanent.
Tell them in Russian. Just
Permanent.
permanent and
tell him in
temporary.
Russian.
Постоянное
What are you
время.
doing to our show?
He's trying to fix the quality. It's not such a good quality. Your face, I can't see.
I'm just too
It's not
good
sharp.
looking. It breaks the thing.
Oh, sure.
Because
All right.
because they're all drunk right now.
I'll get
So-
you next time, alright? 770. I'll get you.
To prevent confusion and likelihood of Shabbos desecration, the sages prohibited all forms of writing or drawing, even temporary writing. You cannot draw on your
And you have to take the bus to
I
school.
don't live in Russia. I live in Crown Heights.
In Russia, if you don't go to school on Shabbos,
How are we
they
doing
take-
on
they
time
take,
wise?
take your
I
parents.
forgot.
10 more minutes. They take your parents and stick them in Siberia. You forgot. If you didn't show up to
I
school.
forgot. I will remember when I come back.
You have to
2
have a
more
doctor's note.
minutes.
You have to
You
have a
wanna send me
doctor.
back to Russia?
No.
All right, this is the last little bit for the shear tonight. Let's finish it.
And then you guys can
One
ask
more
any questions.
example.
And then you guys can ask any questions.
One
and have
more
80
example
day-
of confusion.
Likes and shares are also appreciated, just for the
Roots for
unique,
life.
for
Roots
the
for
unique
life.
experience that you felt tonight.
We're not finished yet.
Okay.
2 more minutes.
Cooking, bishul. Changing the properties of a food or substance with heat is the malacha of bishul, cooking. Did anybody hear that? I can see you did, by the way you are studying your cell phones.
2 minutes.
For example, frying an egg in a hot frying pan or melting wax by pouring hot water onto it from a kettle is bishul midaraisa. What's the raisa?
Meat rice is from our Torah.
Right. However, not all forms of heat can cause bishul midaraisa. One of the exempted forms of heat is solar heat.
You can use solar heat. It's not real heat.
Bishul b'chama, it's called. Chama means
When I
sun.
cook a hot dog in the sun, could you do that?
For
on
example, one may fry an
You can
egg.
burn ships down.
One might fry an
fun.
egg in a frying pan that became hot in the sun. However, allowing this form of cooking to be done would cause confusion between forbidden and permissible forms
People
of
wouldn't know
bishul,
if you're allowed
and
to,
therefore the Chazal, the sages, therefore prohibited it. You cannot fry an egg on
In
a frying
Texas,
pan
in
in the
Texas.
sun.
In Texas, you can't cook eggs in the sun.
Exactly.
All right, one more thing.
One more thing, and you guys
Specific
can finish.
rabbinic ordinances included within the general framework of rabbinic restrictions are separate ordinances with their own system of bylaws. However, the general principles of the rabbinic restrictions of Shabbos explained earlier form the basis of these sub-ordinances. 2 of the major rabbinic ordinances of Shabbos will be discussed in some detail in the following chapters. They are 2 specific things: muksa
Muksa,
and amira la'akum, talking to a goy, a non-Jew.
talking to a goy on Shabbos.
These are 2 of the rabbinic things that are very complicated, very hard to
Are you allowed to hang out with the goyim on Shabbos? That's
get
a good
right
question.
unless you learn them. You must learn
If you don't
these
know the
laws.
proper laws, you might mess
Thank you
up.
very much. It's been a wonderful experience tonight
Thank
with
you, Rabbi.
Okay,
the ADD
okay.
Russian
Now
version
everybody's
of the
allowed
shir.
to ask 5 questions each, maximum. Okay,
I
go.
want him to speak first and sing.
Okay, ask a question. Any questions for
Shabbos.
He
Rabbi?
always wants me to sing a
You're a
rap.
singer?
Yeah,
And,
he's a
you know,
rapper.
it's
Let's
always
have the song.
It's
No.
always on
Let's
his
have a
time,
song.
and
Let's
he's
have a
so
song.
selfish.
Hey, where's my cut?
I'm not selfish.
Rabbi,
I'm doing it for
tell me,
fun.
Rabbi, am I wrong? He's so
Rabbi?
selfish. Always, Rabbi, always on his time. He wants me to rap. He wants me to
Oh,
freestyle.
you're a rap singer.
Okay, ask
I'm not actually
could you
above
ask-
that. I'm
could
I'm
you
a
ask-
lyricist,
could
a
you rap about
songwriter.
Shabbos?
Yeah.
Songs about the Chabad.
That's what I asked him.
Really?
Rap about Shabbos. Rap about
Can you
Shabbos.
sing us a song?
Tell us about Shabbos.
Sing us a real song.
Rap about Shabbos?
No, just
Really?
sing us a real song with music in
I
it.
don't even need a topic. Listen, this is pure profit in my pocket, blazing like a rocket. But you said Shabbos, right? So, okay.
Yeah, the guy's not bad.
Shabbat shalom, like you're going with the wind now. The Yates Harbor, matter of fact, is back again now. I'm at the Shabbos table and able just to experience everything to my abilities. Listen, it's the hostility, demonic forces. Let's go to clipboard and hear the causes. As a matter of fact, it's like extortion. Keep going forever now. Better surrender now. This is the Russian repercussions you be facing. That's the end of your discussion, but you're bluffing like a poker game. Listen, I'ma hold your fame and fortune in my pocket when I'm blazing like a rocket now. The desire, no, I'm not done.
You rap in
The
Russian?
desire to give is like the will to receive. It works both ways, both placing Adam and Eve. They were the baddest of the baddest to grieve, and I believe it was the maddest situation we imagine it be. No, I don't need to be.
Yeah.
The tree of knowledge, the fruit that they're forbidden to eat. They was, what was that? They were forgiven. It was forbidden. They were forgiven
It was
subliminally,
forbidden to eat.
and every minute unconditionally. They hear the dark angel in their ear saying, "Please listen to me." Eventually, they got banished from paradise and the banished and jeopardized from the malice. Advertising the plan, the devil reappearing and advertising the scam. Surprises with disguises enter the mind of a man who collides like a lion, surviving taking a stand. The Kabbalistic scriptures of the old number listing. I'm done. Sign me out. Roulette.
Yeah, 1, 2.
Go on, dude.
Nice.
Shout out to my man over here.
Okay, Shlomo, go.
Slow me.
1, 2. Good enough, yo. I talk, yo. I sing, cause I bring everything, yo. You don't look, Benny Emin. You look, Benny Raisa. Be nicer when I Ashkenazi pronunciation. Pronunciation. Yo, I'm rocking the nation. I'm rocking the nation because I'm feeling the nation. Yo, clutch time, Shalosh. Yo, you can't host the Lord of Hosts. Oh,
Whoa! We're timing out, guys. Well, I'm
Let's hear it
holy.
for the rapper,
I'm a
yes.
broly. I learned the Hilchas Shabbos because I'm
beautiful.
holy.
All right.
When I keep
I
the
get
Shabbos,
something
I feel great. My whole body is expirating, my friend. I'm
Do it in
shaking.
Russian.
I'm enjoying.
Don't be
Я
Russian.
любит Бог очень красавица, my friend.
Очень красавица. Очень красивая.
Ich
Ja,
weiß
очень
nicht.
красивая.
Ich lehn nicht. Ich darf gehen zu der Teure zu lernen mit der Meure. Ich hab a großen Platz. 770 base Mashiach. And I go to the place. Очень красиво место моя. La 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 la
Место
la.
мое.
Очень красиво мое место, yeah, my friend. Yeah. We signing out now. Have a good week. Come back next week. Same time, same station.